Setting boundaries that's just setting no and saying your preference is not a way to navigate new relationships. You're just being a jerk. You met somebody and the only thing that they're constantly just telling you their preferences, and every time they say their preference to you and you say no. What kind of person are you if all you do is just say no all the time and just say, I want this and this is me? Sometimes people don't recognize, codependents don't recognize that your behaviors of fixing this, fixing that, rescuing, helping, over-helping, that body language is this constant state of rejecting reality or trying to fix reality or trying to overdo. That was a point that I tried to point out in a coaching session last week. But also with a new case I had in hospice, that all this praying or trying to fix or change, that behavior is communicating to your body that it's still dangerous. That behavior is communicating to your body that it's still dangerous.
Oh, that's true.
So from a pure body language point, even though your mind's not focused on that, your pace of life and your urgency and all this stuff is confirming or telling your body that there's trauma, so then your inner child will slowly take that message and try to find traumas to open.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you have these goals that are too big. Oh, how do I get this big change in goal? Which is almost setting you up for a new re-traumatization. But it's put in this narrative that sort of makes it look like it's not going to be a giant trauma. From a detached, strategic point of view, it is sort of seems like you're going to repeat another trauma. Just in a slightly different narrative. You can't help it. But in boundaries, sometimes they teach, set boundaries, say no. And some people in person said that helped them in their relationships. Like Brian said that helped him with his borderline ex-wife now, newly separated, learning to say no, and then tolerating her rage attack. But then I challenged him like, okay, you know how to say no. And you take this saying no into the dating world. And you say, this person's not good enough. This person's not good enough. And this person says something I don't like. What kind of person are you likely going to end up with if you're meeting new people and you have all these no boundaries? You'll probably find a new borderline. And he sort of conceded, yeah, I still have that draw. Setting boundaries that's just setting no and saying your preference is not a way to navigate new relationships. You're just being a jerk. You met somebody and the only thing that they're constantly just telling you their preferences, and every time they say their preference to you and you say no. What kind of person are you if all you do is just say no all the time and just say, I want this and this is me? So instead of saying no, what I was trying to pitch is that you could try to communicate with people and then you want to assert yourself if you can't keep up by interrupting them. Assert yourself if you can't keep up by interrupting them. And at the same time, when you're talking, you want to try to consider your audience. So you want to interrupt yourself to try to build a bridge. To identify your differences, their differences, your commonalities. And that's a more practical form of boundaries. Because all you do is you're just blocking entry.
Wow.
Or stating your demands. You're just building walls all over the place. Who's putting the effort to build a bridge?
And I think building the bridges, the inspiration to build the bridge is the foundation of that love.
You're building a bridge, you're reaching for connection, you're trying to develop a relationship and improve it. If your form of developing a relationship is just setting a demand, the way a lot of people teach boundaries, set a demand or set a rejection, how is that cultivating a relationship? How is that cultivating a relationship?
That's also trending right now too, along with the psychology bullshit. You'll see almost every post on social media is about boundaries, and it's strictly black and white. Like, you have to respect my boundaries. It's like, I don't know what they are, so I can look left and you go, yeah, that I'm offended by that. That's my boundary.
How is that cultivating a relationship? To identify your differences, their differences, your commonalities. And that's a more practical form of boundaries. Boundaries. You're building a bridge, you're reaching for connection, you're trying to develop a relationship and improve it, and improve it, and improve it.